Hello guys, and welcome to a experimentation series in which I show you some of the builds that I create straight out of my noggin, really. Not really sure how this will do on YouTube. Not really sure too much of the plans for the future, but I'm gonna give it a go anyways. I mean, what you see here would be like the first of this a series of builds that I'll probably do in Minecraft. And the first thing in this particular build you see is this German style jettied house. This is a world of fantasy, medieval fantasy that I'd like to work with. The tower you see I've worked on in an attempt to copy Warhammer and other fantasy-esque creations of the type. Later in the video, I'll explain as we go along some of these other creations that we come with. As you see here, we got that nice beautiful tree as we go through here. The smoke off the chimneys. This style of building is called jettying, from like the medieval times. Houses along a street to make up for like room, to make extra room for people to walk between. You jetty your house up outwards so that you'd get more room on the upper floors to work with. And right here you'd see a tower, a wizard tower I wanted to work on with like its own observatory, as you see right here, poking out the top of it, a big ominous cloud atop. It's I don't really know what I was thinking fully with this. I was trying to go for the Warhammer-esque here, where you'd see like jettying buildings on the side of these towers, which we're about to walk into right here. One of these jettying little turrets amongst the sides here. But as you walk down to these stairs here, you'll see that I got like some inspiration for Harry Potter a little bit, with like floating torches all around a giant library. I'm gonna let the rest of this go throughout the video here.
I said, empty your mind. Be formless, shapeless, like water. Now, you put water into a cup, it becomes the cup. You put water into a bottle, it becomes the bottle. You put it in a teapot, it becomes the teapot. Now, water can flow, or it can crash. Be water, my friend.
Now, it goes without saying that in my builds I like to use nature itself, as Minecraft is deemed to generate it. I tend to do very little terraforming with these these three buildings you see here. And especially with this bridge here, I like to use the island that the game has given me as a crux to build out into this peninsula you see here for this wonderful castle. With this, I wanted to stray away from my usual building habits of this square, blocky castle with a building within the center of it, the walls out of the exterior. The main turret of the castle is where the Lord would reside, and it is part of the castle itself, as well as this gate you see here, which kind of looks Ottoman in design. I don't know where I got it from. I just literally come up with this randomly as I build. And this little nice walkway here with like a gutter along the side of it. And little barracks so that the villagers we have here can sleep. We have the Lord's room with creeper banner and all, and even a what the hell is it called again? Ender Dragon head. And as we have here, everything in this building here is connected. You could walk to most parts of this. There's a door on the other side that I'll showcase in a second, to where you could walk to the opposite end of these walls here. And this turret, I like this turret ideal that I came up with here. This is one of the better turrets that I had made previously. This is very simple, very straightforward design that could be used. Practical design, let's say. Now as we walk in here, we have this ugly, I'm gonna make fun of this here, this ugliest room here, to where this would be the Lord's room. This would be here, he'd sleep, he'd listen to music, he'd sit down, he'd hop out of it, and you'd have these sleepers, of which the peasants can walk around in and get to the turrets and whatnot without really bothering their lord. And a storage room up at the top. And above this, we have something interesting that I don't know where the hell I came up with this. This is a humongous forge. This is a giant forge, and the idea for it is that the iron is melted by the fire up above and comes down into a molten hicks below, to which you'd like bash in the metal against that anvil, as you see there, and there's a smoke for it on top. It's a very interesting design. I'll let the rest of this play out as usual. Now as we switch worlds here, I'd like to talk about the other building that I made in this crux here. This has nothing to do with the style of the other buildings that I made. This is more like a Mayan temple that I wanted to work on in ruins, because I had some strange fascination with the ruins. Sorry for my stutter here, I'm very tired at the moment. I don't know how I'd rate this. If there's like one of the 4 people who will watch this in the comments, rate this what you will. This has a slight Mayan aspect to it with a tree. I remember getting the idea from like old pictures and stuff of like these ancient tombs as they were uncovered in the jungle. Once again, this uses the land around it, and this building is just a very simple step pyramid that the Mayans would have used to employ. And of course, this is not a perfect Mayan representation, it's just a broad spectrum to give you an idea of what I had in my mind as I worked on this. These turrets, of course, in advanced stages of decay. Minecraft does have, with cobblestone and mossy cobblestone alike, you can get a very good feel of advanced stages of decay with certain buildings, if you wanted to make ruins or something like that. The tree is a rubber tree. Well, it's a representation of a rubber tree that I've seen growing over an old temple in some picture that I saw when I was younger. It's very interesting. I would encourage everyone to like look up history of Mayan temples and stuff, because it gets very deep, and you can learn about each deity that's carved into like the stone structure around here. I will have a little bit of speech after this. What you'll see at the bottom here is just works, other sort of things like that. The idea was that the king was buried with his best soldiers, and there's booby traps throughout it, and it's in a huge stage of dilapidation. I'll return to you in the last segment with my plans for how to take over with this. Enjoy. start by saying that the music that I use and will continue to use in these builds are not music of my own creation. This is Vaporwave mixes, and all future videos will have a link to the video that I pulled this from in the description. This particular one has all the artists listed in that video. The photos you're going to see are that of the Castillo de Racconigi, or the castle, the Racconigi Castle. I learned of this particular building after purchasing a map circa 1663 by John Blow. The map has the castle portrayed above in the corner. It's a 400-year-old map of the entire city. I would like to build this castle in Minecraft and record a speed build of this castle. This project will take me, God knows, probably months. But the next video will be a speed build of that with the same music in the background and probably light narration. I hope you enjoyed, and I want to learn, and I want to learn how you feel about these type of videos. These more relaxing type of videos to where I just show off some of my work here and talk about my mindset as I've built them. This is of course an after recording, but I may do this live. I don't know. It depends on what I see or the mood, whatever the mood strikes me. I hope you enjoyed. Signing off.